UFC Fight Night, Fiziev vs. Gamrot is coming up this weekend, and guys, this is such an underrated fight, underrated card. More people need to be talking about this. I'm going to give my full card breakdown and prediction in another video very soon, but today, we're going to be breaking down the main event. I'd love for you to hear what I have to say, and then give your prediction in the comments afterwards. We're going to get into it in just a second. Before we do, though, I do want to say hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let's break down this fight, starting with the tail of the tape. Guys, this is such a high-level fight. I am really high on both of these guys. We have Rafael Fiziev versus Mateusz Gamrot, man. This is such a good fight. So, of course, Fiziev coming off with the first rough loss that we've seen against Justin Gaethje, and in that fight, he was looking very solid in the first round. I actually bet on this fight. I thought Fiziev was going to win. I thought Fiziev was going to be too quick for Gaethje, but I think it's more not so much that Fiziev isn't ready for the top of the division. I think this loss is just Gaethje being that good. Him hitting too hard, his boxing improving. Fiziev in this fight, especially early, looked sharp, quicker than ever. His striking is still like right there, man. Like, this is a good fighter, but before that, Fiziev has been on a destruction path, taking out every single fighter throughout his way and looking really good doing so. Now, Gamrot, I'm conflicted on how I feel about Gamrot because coming into the UFC, he's looked very, very good. In his last fight, let's take a look at, of course, he looked great against Jeremy Stephens and against Diego Ferreira as well. But then this is the fight where it really made me think that Mateusz Gamrot would be towards the top of the division, potentially being a champion one day against Arman Tsarukyan. This was one of the most high-level and technical fights that I have ever seen in my entire life. I think that is one of the greatest fights of all time, and not enough people talk about that. It wasn't just a slugfest. It was nothing but beautiful, beautiful technique. Beautiful technique. It was a very close fight, but he ended up getting the win. I personally thought it could have gone either way, but then, problem here, Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush smashed him, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. Is Dariush just that good? I thought Gamrot would steamroll Dariush. So I'm a little bit conflicted on how I feel about him after that. I don't know if he's necessarily ready for the top of the division, while I do feel that way about Fiziev, but these two are very closely contended when you match up the styles. But Gamrot ended up getting a short notice win and was able to stop the game of Jalen Turner. Now, Jalen Turner also is somebody that we were a little bit overhyped on because we just did see what happened against Dan Hooker. So my point being, as I've watched more of the career with Gamrot, his skill set is there, but I just don't know if he's necessarily championship material yet. In this lightweight division, anybody could beat anybody, but it's just, I'm not so sure about Gamrot in the top 5 yet. So I do want to talk about what happens when these two actually match up, and it's not just a grappler versus striker thing, because obviously Fiziev will have some of the advantage on the feet, obviously Gamrot will have some of the advantage with the wrestling, but both guys can do both things, and that's why this is such a tough fight to break down and predict. I don't know who's going to win. I don't, because I could see a world where Fiziev's like just piecing him up, looking quicker than ever, more powerful than ever, but Gamrot has a chin and has great striking in his own right. The only reason what makes me a little bit worried is because Dariush was catching Gamrot like crazy in their fight, and it doesn't make sense because Gamrot has fought really, really good fighters and hasn't looked the way he did in Dariush fight, so you could chalk it up. I remember them talking about him maybe having a broken hand or something, but still, like, that's really, really putting a stop to me here, because if Dariush is rocking you and making you roll around, Fiziev's definitely going to do that. But then again, Gamrot could come in, look good with the pressure, look to take Fiziev down, and this is why it's tough. This is why it's tough, because Fiziev has great takedown defense, Gamrot has great takedowns, Fiziev has great striking, Gamrot has great striking defense. I really, really am excited for this fight. So I don't actually know what's going to happen when these two end up coming in and taking each other on. No matter what, it's going to be a great fight, and I wholeheartedly believe that this is going to be a back and forth war. Like, I'm definitely betting 1.5 rounds on this fight. Like, these two are just such great contenders in the division. Anybody in this division can beat anybody at any given time. This is the best division aside from bantamweight. The talent level here is absolutely insane. So long story short, guys, it's really tough to say. I think this is going to be a very, very back and forth war. Both these guys are going to have their moments. Both these guys are going to have their rounds. I'm slightly leaning towards Fiziev in this matchup. I loved how quick he was against Justin Gaethje, and the problem was Justin Gaethje's power and the damage that he put on Fiziev. Gamrot is a great striker as well, but he will not be able to do to Fiziev what Justin Gaethje did, and that's why I'm slightly leaning towards Rafael Fiziev in this matchup. But guys, this is where I'll leave it up to you. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this matchup, because it is a great Great matchup. I cannot wait to see it, guys. I absolutely cannot wait to see it. And it's one of those fights, like, certainly not to bet on. But I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. On the screen right now, you'll have 2 videos from the Clenbat channel. If you'd like to continue watching the channel, I will see you either there or in the next video, guys. Take care.